Well, folks, we got breaking news.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint, Jason. I knew
here at Command Central. Folks, John Duffin here with the birthday boy, Chad Levine. Welcome to another episode of Your Monday Motivation, where we get to kickstart your week and we get to salute our partner in crime, the superstar lender, superstar everything, Chad Levine, and wish him a happy birthday. Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you. Another year older, another year wiser, and another year, God, I'm trying to think of some other words. But either way, the sentiment is much appreciated. It's always nice to have love. Social media has redefined the meaning of getting birthday love, hasn't it?
Right? So when you think that it's like, oh my God, well, let me tell you, it certainly beats going to the mailbox and see who mailed you a card, or worse, who didn't. You know what I mean? And then you're like checking postmarks. Oh, see, this got out like the second. My birthday's the first. And it just was a lot of wasted energy. So now there's the immediacy of, oh my God, bing bong, Chad Levine's birthday day, right? So there you go.
Yeah.
But the sentiment was there. I've been planning for weeks. I didn't need Facebook to remind me at all, or Amy last night with a photo that was put up with you.
I'm telling you, man, that girl, she knows right how to go to my heart. She said, "What do you want today?" I said, "Dim sum." That's all I wanted. So, and that's it.
So that's big. You said what you wanted. Even bigger.
I'm easy like that. I know what I want. I want, if it's Asian fusion, it's got my name written all over it.
Okay, so let me ask you, which dim sum, for the record, folks, we are in Philadelphia.
There's only one spot, John. There's only one spot. It is Bing Bing Dim Sum on Passyunk Avenue, across from Barcelona. It is the most eclectic, eccentric fusion of the best flavors you've ever had. And I literally could do that every year. John, I'm telling you, my sister-in-law gets me the same present every year. It's Swims. Swims are like a cross between what do they call those swim shoes? What do they call? Aqua socks. It's like an aqua socks meets the what's the famous moccasin that everyone wears? Oh God!
Oh my God! Not clogs. Not oh my God! Not those big dumb white, like I said. Plastic things.
No, I can't think of the word. It's a mix between a moccasin and a water sock.
Okay.
And they're big in Europe. I fell in love with them. She bought me a pair 3 years ago. So every year, if I go to the same restaurant and get a pair of Swims, I'm good.
Oh, but then, all right, hey, folks, you heard it. So before we get to the matter at hand, now you know. First off, it's still relatively early here. So if you want to get Chad Levine more dim sum, don't do what I did. The first time I had dim sum, I'm an adult, and I'm going with a couple of colleagues, and it was August, and it was like 1,000 degrees. What I remember was, and so we had everything on the menu, basically left side, right side.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving, and it's hot and humid. It was the most disgusting feeling. Nothing to do with the restaurant, nothing to do with the culture or cuisine. It had everything to do with your man John Duffin here, literally needing to knock down food for 7 people. So
they were the pioneers of small plates, you know, and it's a really smart business idea because you can't just get one.
No, you have to get 50.
Yeah.
Well, you don't. I do. So, so folks, with this in mind, one of the things that I was thinking about today was this. There's so many like distractions, our man's birthday, or the things that you have done or haven't done or should do or shouldn't do or whatever, right? And what motivated me really today specifically was I just recorded a podcast and just published it with Lance Bachman. So if he's watching today, shout out to Lance. So he put up a post today. This ain't the first time he did it. And it's like, and it's recorded, and I'm laughing because it ain't me. It's recorded at 4 a.m. Now, if I said, oh yeah, me too, I'm up at 4 a.m. working, I couldn't do it with a straight face. I'm not sleeping like a high school teenager, but the fact is, I'm not up at 4. So I think about the fact that when I want to, oh, it's Monday, oh, it's getting close to summer, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, that there are really successful people doing really unappealing things. Getting up at 4 a and working, no one is going to tell me is something you do because you're driven or you love or passion. So, Chad Levine, if you're getting up at 4 a.m., and it's not something to do with taking care of one of your 2 kids, you're up. Yes, no. Are you working at 4 a?
It's not like a routine time for me, to be honest. But I felt that when you're balancing life and you have to be present, like I'm trying to get better at doing business from a certain time and then doing family at a certain time. And then if I need me time, it has to be when everyone else is sleeping. So it's just kind of like, I'm not afraid of it, if that's the question. Like, if I got something to do, I'll be glad to get up. I'd rather get up at 4 a than stay up to 1 a. I'll tell you that.
There you go. So one of the things I wonder about me, which is where this is going, and I don't know if I'm the only one, which is it a question of ego or what have you? Is it beneath me or like, I wouldn't work at 4 a? I wonder, because me choosing so far to not, when you've got really successful people talking about getting up 4 a, going to the gym, getting to work and what have you, what's my excuse? So I found a quote. It's from Mark Cuban. And
so this is your, I'm going to give full disclosure, guys. On my birthday, I am relenting the power. I am giving John full reins here. This is completely his motivation Monday, and I'm just
no kidding, man. It's Chad. It's all so nobody's gonna like shove a 4 a.m. thing down your throat on your birthday. It's like no. So
I might get up to eat dim sum, FYI.
Right, and by the way, folks, here's the thing. It's like this is it. You take care of yourself on your birthday. You just do. You get one day, take it. So, but you know what I love? That you are here. I love Chad. You're physically here. I love it. So that just makes me happy. So, Jason, if you want to throw the quote up and out, there you go. So, from Mark Cuban, another slacker. It's not about money or connections. It's the willingness to outwork and outlearn everyone. So, if you want to drop a 2-minute timer on me, man, I feel good about this. In the sense, I didn't take advantage of just talking before and getting a couple extra seconds. But here's the deal. Like I said, there are individuals, you can name 50 people. Mark Cuban just happens to be one of them that are working crazy hours. And you could certainly ask yourself when the alarm goes off, well, what makes me so special that I'm going to hit snooze where these people are actually up and working? And when you see the Mark Cubans of the world, or the Damons, like I said, it's the Shark Tank crowd. You're picturing, the private jets and the $1 million suits and owning the Dallas Mavericks and what have you. It's the part of the ugly, boring grind is, to me, what I think is the most telling. And so this morning, very specifically, I can remember this morning, I'm thinking, there's certain things that need to get handled, like home stuff. It's sunny. It's a gorgeous day. And then I think it's like there are people that have already been working several hours. Like I got up at 7 today, right? Full disclosure. It wasn't like I got up at noon. But the fact of the matter is I got up at 7 a. And it's like these people have been working for multiple hours and they don't have to. They simply don't have to at this point, but they choose to. So why would you choose to? It's part ego. It's part drive. But to me, as I'm learning, it's simply about getting things done. So the takeaway for me is regardless of what time I get up, you're not writing anything off. It's just get to work. It's like simply start getting things done. I love that it's still silent with the alarm. It sounded like the ER. Not that I would know, but that's my 2 minutes on that specific rant of the day. Just get to work. If these people can do it, why the hell can't I? So I do. Any thoughts?
I mean, look, the reality is, I think it's a multitude of things.
Yeah.
I think that it's not even using that time is more or less having the ability to do things without distraction, right? I think that's the core of it, right? But okay. I think the other thing to recognize is a couple of the other things you said. Is it ego? Is it this? Is it that? I mean, every successful person has a different reason they're driven. I think competition is a huge driver for a lot of people.
Right.
I think some of the most successful people are the most arrogant, pompous, blah, blah, blahs you can imagine, right?
Sure.
And, you know, I hate to say this, if that's what makes them so successful, rock on, right? I think it's going to be like success is defined by the individual, right? And your path to success is defined. The one thing that I find, John, and I'll tell you the truth, when you connect with the work you're doing, I feel like your time spent on it is limitless, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's my biggest motivation and I would say message in everything. I think that I've finally found two paths in my life that I connect with. I love the mortgage real estate financing world, and I'm absolutely enthralled with this coaching thing you and I are getting into. And you know, and when you discuss both of those things, it's work, it's productivity, it's strategy, it's execution, it's mindset. It's all those things that for some people, they may be words. For us, it's feelings. It's actually like things that drive us to do them.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing it back full circle. I don't necessarily like when I think of a Mark Cuban, you know, of course he's the epitome of success, but I think he's developed some level of arrogance over the past couple of years. I really do.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's okay. I don't really knock him for it. I just think that you have to look at it like this. If you are going to succeed, no matter what it is, it's going to be a grind, right? So you as an individual have to know when are you productive, when you need to be working with people, and when you need to be working by yourself, and you need to block the time to do it. That's how I look at it.
And by the way, I think that's really cool that you identified working with people and working by yourself. I think that's really significant because to me, like if you don't do that and you just lump everything as work, it's really easy to miss important things to do. Oh no, I work plenty. I work from midnight to 6 a.m. And it's like, so how many people are you talking to? Nobody. Okay. So for myself, the last couple of weeks, one of the things that has been really important to me is literally something that you do so naturally and beautifully, which is get up and get out of the house. I mean, literally show up at events, show up. That sense of just meeting new people. Now, even for me, and I do consider myself social and I love connections, one of my favorite things in the world. But I still have to push myself to show up. I can still get shy. I get still, you know, drag in all sorts of fear and whatever. So I forced myself over the last couple, at least any event, it's like one, say yes, two, okay, I said yes, honor your word, and then show up and then see how it goes. It's helped me. It's really helped me. And so, folks, I think in terms of the overall, and I'll get to where like my own takeaways, but you just said something a minute ago that really, I'm so glad I see you so clearly in both of those directions. I don't think that has to be personally that you have to make an ultimate decision. I think you help people in both arenas. So I love the fact that you've got two distinct, clear lanes.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. And folks, what you don't get was access to. Chad and I speak about this all the time. And often when we're speaking, we're speaking in solution-based, suggestion-based ideation. It's not simply dreaming. And so when you said, when you're passionate about something, like it's not a grind, it's true.
I think work is the problem, John. I think it's given the wrong word. I think we need to replace work with productivity.
My dad worked. So my dad worked, right? He was a printer. And when he wasn't a printer, he was a bartender, and often both. So my dad, and I love that you said this. So my dad was known for, he read the classifieds every day. Every day, like people read the sports section. He read it every day, looking for the next job or next work assignment. So none of them were glamorous. None of them, you know what I mean? It was like none of them, but it was work. And when work was done, it was done. That work's over. So thank God for that. And TGIF and, you know what I mean? And all that sort of thing. True. I worked pretty much all weekend. And so let's go back to what you just said and taking the word work out of the equation and go to productivity. I was productive a lot of this weekend and felt great about it. There were things I wanted better, improved upon, systems, and one of them was a conversation with you in terms of that sort of clarity. So from productivity comes clarity, comes specific ideas, which comes goals, which comes action. And I'll tell you, I was thinking about this before too. Like you think about feelings and I feel better or I feel this or feel that. And of course I've heard, the feelings aren't facts, and I got that. But what I was going to say is I can tell you with 100% accuracy, one way to guarantee that I feel good is to complete something that matters. It's 100% success rate. I don't want to do this, and then I do, and I feel great. So the takeaway for me is not worrying about how tired I am or how weird I am, or I could do this, or maybe I'll wait till that. Or it won't be as good because I need more coffee. Let me get more coffee, and then I can be more focused. And it's like, just handle the productivity. And I hope, Chad, you're noticing I keep replacing the word in my head.
I want you to.
Right now. So I'm actually, folks, I think you should.
Yeah.
Because work sounds like grind, and sounds like you're doing something that you either have to do or are forced to do. Well, I have to go to work. Why? Well, if I don't, I'll get productivity is I want to make my life better. I want to help people.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Correct. And you as a coach, it's like you make people's lives better. You as a money guy, you make people's lives better,
Yep.
So,
well, I think that's the whole purpose of our show is actually, it's funny. It comes full circle. I read your quote and I think about it. And what we're trying to do is teach you the things we're talking about are the things you should be being productive in for yourself in that silo time. Right
now, literally right now.
In that silo time. And the other thing is, like, you'll hear me say this a lot. You'll start throwing things at me in a good way when you start getting excited.
Yep.
And people will do the same. They'll say, well, I need time to digest it. I need time to digest it. And the reason I need time to digest it is because I know that, let me come back in full swing. You have to be conscious of yourself. You have to know when you're most productive, what you need to be doing. It's almost like when you go through college or school and you teach yourself, right? No matter what, no matter who the teacher is. Like, I was self-taught. I learned that at some point you have to be self-taught to be successful because everyone responds to different teaching styles and different learning mechanisms. But you have to understand how your brain absorbs. And it's the same thing with success. How do you measure your productivity? I work best if you stick me in a room and you throw away the key and you say, I'll see you tomorrow. I could probably write a novel. Like, that's the way I am. If you threw away my phone and you got rid of everything, I could probably be as productive as possible. Right. It's the external things that are getting in your way.
Sure.
It's the external things. So when time becomes critical, when you have a family and you have all these other things going on, you need to understand the importance of silo and working solo and being by yourself and make sure you hit that. And I think that's the whole point of the show and of the quote.
I love that. And I'll steal one more idea from you. Folks, if you are like creating whatever the block is, this involves people. This involves just me. I will take that away from myself because, again, you don't cheat yourself. It's like I can't, close deals alone. I can't make somebody else's life better if it's just me. So block the time accordingly. And then it's like, all right, here's where I'm going to be with people. What's going to happen during that time?
And John, here's another thought. And this is something teaching people to be presence of mind, right? Are you a conscious thinker? Meaning, and that's a rhetorical question. It's not specifically for you. But like when you're thinking, are you able to be having a conversation with somebody and be thinking about your thoughts and be a presence of what's going on? I mean that in a certain way because some people can't. Some people need to turn off the noise and sit there and quiet and process their thoughts. I'm the type of person where I could be in a conversation with you, and it's not the lack of attention; it's the processing. I can start to be having the conversation with you, but in my mind, be presence of what's going on up in here, right? And that's what allows the locomotive to go. But not everyone's like that.
I agree. So here's what I would say for both of us. And there's no judgment here, folks. Like I said, it's how you operate best. It's just, do you know? That's all. So you asked a question in general. The answer is yes, I can process. How do I know? And I know you're correct with you. I know it because that's what I'm told makes me a good coach. I help people think better is what I was told. I don't, you know what I mean? It's not my words. And the only way that happens, and Chad, you do it, which is why you should be in the lane. You need to be. You are in the lane of coaching, and you need to be because you process things fast. And that to me it's just what you know. It's okay if you're someone who I have to be alone. Do it. Just go do it. That's great. And then come back with whatever. Do it. So it's really important to know that. I've had too much experience now where people have shared with me. I used to call it, I love collaboration. I prefer collaboration to being alone. I think better. And I believe from the coaching manual, that's why. Because if you're able to be engaged and be fully present on the spot, that helps people. And folks, if you're able to do that, then you're helping people too. Don't cheat others from that, folks. Listen, if you're better at that, keep that in mind. Chad Levine, there's no question you do that with me. I think that's where we come up with like some really strong ideas because we're processing and engaging concurrently. And I think it's a big
and I think that the key to and this is the message,
right?
And you listen to Mark Cuban and everyone else. What makes these guys so successful is that they know themselves and they know how to plan their days to maximize themselves. That's the key, right? That's the key, guys. The key is you can't couple working with others with the time you need for yourself. If you do that, you're muddying the waters, and you're not giving either one a chance.
I love
and
that.
When you look at the execution part of our pillars, mindset, strategy, execution, results, MSER, right? And if you look at that, you're never I call it every morning. It's like being at the gate at the Derby, and when that bell rings, the gate opens, right? It's like the stock bell, and it's almost like, all right, the stock market's open, it's go time. You're gonna try and touch with as many people as you can before that bell closes, before the market closes, right? You don't have time to sit back and process yourself. You got to go. At the end of the day, ideally, I'd love to go back and press rewind and think about everything that happened. I don't have the luxury because when I get home, I have to be a dad and a husband. And if I don't, I lose a lot of value in myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to make time at some point, whether it's early in the morning or late at night, where I have time to think. Honestly, John, you know where I think best? In the shower.
You're alone.
Yep.
You're alone.
Yep.
And no one, I mean, you got kids, so that's different. Kids are omnipresent. But what I was going to say is, I got you. So I'm thinking, and I'm like, all right, it's tough to bring a recording device into a shower or your phone. I haven't solved that issue yet. But maybe because you're young and you have a great memory, you would just, once you get out of the shower, just speak into a phone. What's your takeaway? I think best when boom, great. Make certain you're budgeting wherever that is, whether it's in the shower, whether it is taking a walk, whether it is late in the day, early in the morning, 4 a.m., 4 p.m., whatever it happens to be. None of this is a value, but and one last thing that somebody coached me on, and I love this, that this is assessments are simply gathering information. They ain't value judgments. Like you're just go, as you said. Don't blow that opportunity. I can be with people. I love the stock market analogy from 9A to 4P. Move. Yeah. This is when people will receive the message.
Yeah.
Later in the day, I'm just gathering information. Was that encounter worth it? Was that encounter productive? Oh, I probably should have during that appointment said, but again, it's information. Nobody's beating anybody up here. Just you're gathering information at this point. That's, to me, is what's great for times when you're alone.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. You just, the strongest thing, you said you were going to, on your birthday, hey, I'm just going to let you take the reins, but you brought a ton of value, man. Here's my take, which I love. Getting rid of the word work.
Yeah.
And I will also, for me, get rid of the word grind, because that is work at the old rock quarry or whatever. You know what I mean? And so it's get rid of the words. Productivity is great. Know when it's like, okay, I need to be with people somehow, some way. Block that time. Know when I need to be alone. Assess what the hell happened and to vision, ideate, whatever. Great. I feel like for me, when I do just those handful of things, just that, then everything gets done. And I'll repeat what I said. I never feel anything other than really good. Like, for instance, today, right now, we got to do the show, and I got this, and I got that. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, when it's done, I feel great. Not to worry about how I'm going to feel. I know I'm going to feel good. And folks, hopefully you do well too. Brother, you already are on the OT. You got a birthday to celebrate. So
John, I just got a call from my guy, one of my friends, and I do a lot of referrals business from him. And he said to me, "What are you doing for your birthday?" I said, "It's Money Making Monday, bro. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to
love that. I love that.
That's what I want to do."
Birthday gift, Money Making Monday, folks. So let's go do it. You have just heard another episode of Your Monday Motivation, where the birthday boy, Chad Levine, gets to give you
your weekly kick in the arse.
Boom.
Free live coaching Tuesday, May 30th.
Hey, that's me, folks, right? It's me.
Duffin.
Yeah. You will find it. There will be a link on socials, all your socials. Click it, show up. I'll make it fun for you. I'll have you out in an hour. Max an hour. It's coaching. It ain't work. Folks,
he's gonna drop nugget bombs.
Right, and no work involved. I now will live with this, folks. John Duffin, Chad Levine here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Your Monday Motivation. We're thrilled that you keep showing up, and we will get to see you soon. Be well, folks. Bye-bye.